Yes, she's all. I mean, she's letting a lot of information there. Correct. All our known new. I mean, I have known all of them. I don't. First two Tamil devotees also. Thank you.
So we will discuss Prahlada Maharaj's teachings. So you may చిన్న book ఉంటుంది Prabhupada.
In fact, this is with the Prahlada Maharaj teachings only our sessions have started, Prabhuji. We heard from you. We will again hear, basically. First time when we, like 2 years back or something.
But yeah, I'm sure we are, I already forgot, so I'm sure.
Yes.
And also, like, మనకి Prabhupada చిన్న బుక్ ఉంటుంది కదా, చిన్న బుక్ Prabhupada టీచింగ్స్ ఆఫ్ ప్రహ్లాద్ మహారాజ్ అని. సో చూడడానికి చిన్నగా ఉంటుంది, చాలా ఈజీగా ఉంటుంది, ఏదో చిన్నపిల్లాడు మాట్లాడినట్టు ఉంటుంది ప్రహ్లాద్ మహారాజ్. కానీ చూస్తే 2 చాప్టర్లు, 6వ చాప్టర్ 7వ చాప్టర్ వెరీ హెవీ అనమాట. ఇట్స్ లైక్ షేకింగ్ అలా ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్. సో చూడాలి, జస్ట్ చూడాలి. సో ఫస్ట్ మొదలు పెట్టింది చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి భక్తి చేయాలి. కౌమార ఆచరే ప్రాజ్ఞం ధర్మాన్ భాగవతాని దుర్లభం మానుషం జన్మం తదపి అధ్రువం అద్భుతం. సో కౌమారాచరే 5 years ఏజ్ నుంచే భక్తి చేయడం మొదలు పెట్టాలి. ఎందుకు మొదలు పెట్టారు 5 years నుంచి అంటే, ఇది మనుష్య జన్మ ఇస్ వెరీ వెరీ రేర్, చాలా అరుదు. సో కానీ బట్ ఈవెన్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ రేర్, బట్ ఇట్ క్యాన్ గివ్ రిజల్ట్. అర్థం మీన్స్ ఇట్ కెన్, ఇఫ్ someone utilizes it can give results. So therefore one should practice dharma. What kind of dharma? That is Bhagavad dharma. It is like worshiping the Lord. So that is the main dharma. So that one should practice without wasting time, without wasting any time, because human birth is very very rare. So like it says that one should perform bhakti by bhakti yoga, that which will make one like bhakti, which will make one surrender to the Lord, because the Lord is very much dear to everyone, and he is like very much dear, like anyone can relate to him as sometimes some people may relate him as lover, some master, friend. So everyone, the different rasas people can approach. So in this way one should develop that bhakti towards the Lord to gain that relationship with the Lord. In that way one should practice. So 2 verses he gave like introduction. So what is that? One should start practicing bhakti from starting onwards. But in Prahlada teachings in this chapter and next chapter, there is not much elaboration of how to do bhakti, or there is not much elaboration of glories of the Lord, or qualities of the Lord. But fully, these 2 chapters are fully loaded with like verses which will arouse detachment, vairagya, means all other things are waste. So but you just practice bhakti. So that is like, that's how he is like influencing all his friends who are like born in demonic families, and all they have those tendencies, but he is like strongly preaching. That's how Prahlada is seeing. So for that, first he is like kind of first attacking about sense gratification. So don't do sense gratification, means you should not aim for sense gratification. Then whatever things you are aiming, that should never be done for sense gratification. Why? First is connecting that like you are endeavoring so much to gain sense gratification, but that sense gratification will come anyway, even if you don't endeavor. Just like even if you don't endeavor for distress will come to you. So therefore you need not endeavor so much for sense gratification. Material happiness, Sukham Aindriyakam, Indriya Sukha, Deha Yogena Yadehinam, Sarvatra Labhyate, anywhere, even in other species of life also, they will get that Sukha. So, Yata Dukkam Yatmata, just like Dukkha will come without any endeavor. So first is attacking. Don't waste your time to get sense gratification. And then why he is saying that? Because in order to get sense gratification, you need to put lot of time, right? Lot of time and endeavor we have to put, and that will what will make, so that will deplete one's lifespan. So that is main focus. Like your life is getting wasted, so don't endeavor so much for sense gratification. That is he is saying. And then, but so what will you gain by doing sense gratification? But if you simply worship the lotus feet of the Lord, you will easily gain so much benefit. But otherwise, all the endeavor for sense gratification simply wastes your life. So don't waste that life. And then he elaborates that how persons who are endeavoring for sense gratification, they are wasting their time. So therefore he says that human form of life is very rare. So therefore, as long as your body is strong, as long as you're able to work or this fit, so that time you should endeavor for highest goal, not for sense gratification. So this point he elaborates because he analyzes how human form of life, like time is going away from everyone. He says that like we have 100 years. This is like very famous analysis, you might have heard many times. So we have 100 years. He says that 50 years for a person who cannot control his senses, half of it he goes in sleep. So we may say 50 years that we will not sleep 12 hours. But many times, many people like night time is sense gratification or sleep. So in that way, we can say it's like half of those years in sleeping only. Then first 10 years they will go in ignorance, and then that is like childhood ignorance. Then next 10 years we will spend in sporting with friends and all those things. And then last 20 years we will not be able to do anything. So, like we will be invalid. So our previously mentioned that we should, as long as our body is stout and strong, we should try for sense highest goal. So now last 20 years our body will not be strong. So we cannot much endeavor. So that is also we cannot do. So whatever remaining time is there, we should utilize in devotional service. But what is happening is that he is like the person who is not able to control his desires. He will be like he is wasting all those remaining years also in our whole life. And so because of those strong desires. So therefore now is like heavy instructions on family life comes here, like how family life is so much entangling. So means we will not find any, maybe Bhagavatam, some sections are very heavy, right? So this section is like very heavy on materialistic enjoyment family life. So he's saying that he is like materialistic, like household robes of affection, who is like strongly bound by that house and uncontrolled senses. He will not be able to give up that affection. And especially he says that money is very like artha trishna visrajet. Who can give up that desire for earning money? So, Prabhupada translates like generally in verse it is not there. Prabhupada translates that money is sweeter than honey. In this world it is considered, right? So it is very difficult to give up this desire for earning money, and even for acquiring money, people risk their own life. So example, thieves, though they know if they get caught, they will be arrested. Still, they don't give up their thievery. Soldiers, very, very few soldiers may be there who are doing it as a sacrifice like that. But we know, like soldiers, everyone engaged in that occupation to gain money. So some may be there, but most of them are for money. So here they are risking their own life. Merchants, they may go to so many other places which they don't know only. In that way, they are risking. In this way, for money, people are risking their own life. They consider that money as dearer than life is. So who can give up that desire for earning money? So it's like very difficult. And more, this is like more entangling. He says that. Why if who can how a person can like kind of give up like the person always remembers the affectionate conversation with his wife, and then children, the small talks in broken language, that is like very capturing to him. And especially daughters are very much dear, even if they go to their father-in-laws, they're married, and they still the daughter lives in the heart of father only. And then what like other members like brothers, sisters, father and mother, and even houses also with furniture, and family like occupation is also the attachment is there, and domestic animals. What is domestic animals? Domestic animals means our like these are all Prahlada Maharaj especially mentions all these things. Furniture, animals. Animals means for us animals, we are maintaining animals. Otherwise, also our cars and bikes get attached, and servants. And then, so in this way, it is like entangling. So he says that that entangling, he compares it to a cocoon, like silkworm creates its own cocoon and is bound by that thing. It will not be able to exit. So in this way, the person who is having unsatisfied desires, so he is like he gives importance, like he's like a materialistic life basically is addressing to. If he is only considered with satisfying his genital and tongue, he is like trapped. He don't have any escape. So in this way, how can that person who is completely entangled can give up, become detached? It is very difficult. So, and he is like now in this way, entanglement is mentioned. Now, how some of them people they experience misery in that entanglement. Like he says that he, although his lifespan is going away, still he will not understand that, and his life is like going in maintaining his family. So, and he is also suffering three miseries because he and even he does not regret that, that I am enjoying like this because he doesn't have any higher conception. Though suffering, no detachment because there is no conception that first of all I can overcome that suffering or I am not suffering. So in this way, these things will go away. Though he is suffering, he does not regret. And since he is fully absorbed in money, he is like completely attached to family. And he has so many desires may be there. Sometimes like his desires are higher than his income. So he may go to the extent of adharma also, which like cheating others, stealing others, and therefore because he will be punished by here and after death by Amara's punishment. And so sometimes they may know some scripture, but still he will be able to, he will not be able to understand his own benefit. So he is always absorbed in self and other. So in this way, he may enter into hell. So therefore, there is no, there is like, so in this way, people, there is no person, there is, you are entangled in that fully materialistic family life. He is able to free himself. And he is able to free himself from this, that repeated birth and death. So therefore, the now this way after analyzing completely, so now he is giving solution. So that you reject the association of people who are absorbed in that way and surrender to Narayan. So like but then Narayana is easily can give liberation. And he says that worshipping Lord Narayana and pleasing him is not a difficult task. It's very, very simple task, pleasing. What great endeavor is there? Nahi achyutam preneyato bahu ayaso suratmaja. For pleasing Achyuta, we don't require so much endeavor. He is very simple. And he is present everywhere. He is existing in everyone's heart. So pleasing him will be done by some simple means. God says, Patram Pushpam Param Dohi Bhaktya Prayachati. So think of me, think of him. In fact, it is very pleasurable activity, remembering, thanking, and worshipping him. So it's like very, very easy thing. There is no impediment. There is a very easy thing. So, but on the other hand, to enjoy materialistic family life, that is more difficult. That like one has to put a lot of endeavor, all those things. So pleasing the Lord is very easy. So, and there is no fatigue also in trying to, when we worship the Lord, we don't experience fatigue. We feel blissful. So it is very, very easy. So one should only just decide, I will please the Lord. So in this way, by process of devotional service, it is very easy. And that Lord is existing everywhere. So he is present as Paramatma in everywhere in all the Prakriti, is existing in all the living entities, moving and non-moving entities, and even in gross matter also is existing. All the matter that we see, the transformation of his energies. So he is present everywhere. So therefore, like we can easily remember him. And so, and that Supreme Lord is also existing beyond this material world, having completely spiritual form with knowledge and bliss. But because of Maya, people may see him as an like he doesn't have any power, or he is belongs to this world. Like that, they may see because of Maya. But he is like very by bhakti, he is very easily understood. So therefore, this way you can easily please the Lord. So therefore, just satisfy the Lord by doing three things. Tasmat sarveshu bhuteshu dayam kurita sahipridam. So therefore, you just bestow your mercy to all living entities and bhava masuram nimicha, give up your demonic nature. Yaya tushyati adokshaja. By that, the Lord adokshaja will be easily pleased. Just show mercy, affection to all beings. So here it's bhakti, Lord can be realized by bhakti, and that bhakti should be steady without any obstacles by showing mercy and friendship to all living beings. So Prabhupada writes that here bestowing mercy means giving them the understanding of Krishna consciousness. So they are everyone we should see as the parts of the Lord. They are also parts and energies of the Lord. And my Lord is also existing in these living entities as Paramatma. And these living entities are also part and parcel of my Lord. So therefore, in this way, one should show affection for all the living entities. So in this way, we will be able to please the Lord. By that compassion and affection to all the living entities, the Lord will be pleased. So therefore, it is very easy. And if we simply please the Lord, what is there in this world which we will not attain? So anything can be obtained if you please the Lord. But since we simply please the Lord, what is the need for other things, dharma, the common, which are anyway, they are all material things only, transformation of gunas only. And what is the use of apavarga, like what is the need of liberation? We simply perform bhakti. So we don't want just anything from the Lord, but worshiping the Lord can give anything, but we are like devotees, like bees. We don't desire any other things. We simply want to please the Lord. By that only we get satisfaction. So, and all other things like dharma, the kama, the other knowledge of karma, argumentation. So all these things, they are all part of Vedas, but they are recommended for some people. But surrendering to the Lord, who is friend of everyone, that is actually the recommendation of Vedas for the real people, for the saintly people. So this one should understand that Narayana, that that Supreme Lord Narayana, he is completely pure, and by that knowledge is given to me by Narada Muni previously. And this knowledge will be understood by people who doesn't have material desire and who always take the dust from the lotus feet of the Lord. So in this way, I have got. And this knowledge is actually pure bhakti yoga. So previously, I have received it along with the realization of the Lord, who always see the Supreme Lord. So in this way, he gave this knowledge to all the children, which is like how, like initially you practice bhakti, but why to practice bhakti, or how to, like, why you need to give up your demonic mentality, or you need to give up the enjoyment tendency and start practice. That he elaborated. And finally, he said that pleasing the Lord is very easy because he is existing everywhere. And we experience happiness in pleasing. It's so simple. So in this way, he concluded, and I received this from Narada Muni. But they got the doubt. How did you hear from Narada Muni? Because we are all residing in the same place. We never know any other gurus than our Shanda and Amarga. So where did Narada Muni ask? So then he actually starts explaining that when Hiranyakashipu he is performing austerities, that time Devatas they took advantage and they attacked the palace of Hiranyakashipu, and they captured like all the demons. They ran away. So here, like Hiranyakashipu, when he is performing, like his condition is mentioned that the all the ants, like they have come, like he's he's like he has become so that there is no skin only. So they all the devatas they thought that just like serpent is eaten by these small ants. Similarly, because of Hiranyakashipu, because of his sinful activities, he is eaten. And he has eaten by his own sin. So like that they thought. They attacked all the paraphernalia of the Hiranyakashipu. And at that time, the wife of Hiranyakashipu is arrested by Indra. And Indra is catching by hair and dragging her. So that time Narada Muni came. And Narada Muni saw that she is crying. So that time Narada Muni said, she is a woman and chaste wife, she is sinless. So why you are dragging her like that? So like that he told Indra. So Indra said, in this woman, the seed of that sinful Rakshasa is lying. So I will keep her with me, and as soon as he was born, I will eliminate him. So like that, Indra replied. So then I will release her. So Narada Muni said that. Narada Muni said that this child is a faultless, sinless, and a great devotee. And one nice statement is said. Narada Muni said, "You cannot kill him." He didn't say that you don't kill him. He said that you cannot kill him because he is a Mahabhagavata, uh, your capacity will not suffice to kill him. So he is full of power and he is great devotee, sinless servant of the Lord, full of power. So therefore he will never be killed by you. So just like when Ardhmuni heard he is a Mahabhagavat, so immediately Indra released her, circumambulated her, understanding that Mahabhagavat is there, and then released her. Ardhmuni, he brought her to her home. Then, so Nardamuni, by being merciful to her, she started giving instructions to her. So, like those instructions, Kayadu, she forgot, but Prahlad Maharaj, he remembered those instructions. He says that because of her womanly nature and also because long duration of time has passed, so my mother forgot all those instructions. But I could remember them because I was being blessed by Narmuni. So therefore I could not forget them. So in this way, Narada Muni has given the knowledge of Bhakti Yoga and Bhakti Jnana. So what is that knowledge? He says that if you believe in my words, then you will also attain love for the Lord. And through that mercy which is coming from Narada Muni. So just like for me, it aroused prema. So that similarly, if you also follow, you will also develop prema, and it can pass through. It can arise even in women, children, and anyone. So don't worry. So like that, he starts again imparting the knowledge. So again, in this section, first few section goes with the knowledge initially. So again, Prahlad Maharaj instructions, they don't elaborate on how to practice bhakti or what are the glories of the Lord, all those things. But main focus is giving knowledge. In the previous thing is detachment. Now in this chapter, first section goes with the description of jnana. So how to distinguish between atma and body. So this is like for some devotees may desire liberation, so they may require knowledge. So for them, in order to analytically understand, so he gives the knowledge of the spirit soul. So, but the devotees, the bhakti yoga process one is practice. This is analytical process. He is now first dealing. So he gives the example how even children also can, like all you people can understand. So first he says that he gives the example just like a fruit undergoes 6 changes, right? So similarly, we can see the body also undergoes 6 changes. So like for example, the fruits in the tree will be there, but fruits will come and they undergo these 6 changes. What are the 6 changes? Fruits will be kind of they are born, kind of they came, they were maintained, they grow, then they transform, and then they after that sometime it decline, and then they fall down or they kind of deplete from the tree. But the tree remains there. Similarly, for the body also one can see it continuously changes. That but the soul always observes. So similarly, therefore, in this way, that which doesn't change, that we can observe, that is soul. And then he gives the description of the super soul. How in this body super soul exists, that is always without any, that can apply even to super soul or jiva, it can apply both the knowledge. So, but if it is applied to the Atma, basically defines. So Atma word can imply both the Lord as well as the living entity. But the definitions when expanding the qualities, if we are referring as the soul, then the definitions, the qualities needs to be explained according to the soul. But if you are mentioning as the Supreme Lord, then we should mention them as the qualities related to the Supreme Lord. So Paramatma is like Nitya, is always destruction without any decay, is pure, one entity. He is the friend of everyone, he knows everyone, he is shelter of everything, he is without any change, self-eliminating. He is cause of everywhere, cause of all things, he is all pervading, and he is not influenced by matter. And, he is not covered by anything. In this way, Supreme Lord exists in our body and everywhere. And by recognizing the qualities of the Supreme Lord, one can distinguish the Lord from the Jiva. And in this way, one should give up the identity with our body, the things related to the body, which are actually coming from ignorance. So, in this way, one should try. And he gives one nice example that the just like gold, like Swarnakara means one who processes gold. So that person who knows how to extract gold from a ore, he uses so many different processes to get that gold. So similarly, the spiritualists should use different methods to identify Paramatma in the body by using different methods. And there are different, there are Sankhya philosophy also says in this regard, Jnana. There are 8 elements are there, 3 gunas are there, 16 elements, and one Atma is there, which remains in relation to all these elements. So Sankhya philosophy, that we are like said our soul is in connection with Ahankara, it is in connection with our body, which is actually made of matter consisting of 24 elements. So all those divisions are there. So the body which we are living is a combination of all these things. And all the moving and non-living beings, all these different bodies are existing. So within all these bodies, we should search for Paramatma. And we should apply the process of Neti by seeing that how everything is different from Paramatma and finally attain to that Paramatma. And a person with steadiness, a sober person, he should search for that soul and Paramatma in this world, seek out that Paramatma with their pure minds. And also one should understand how Paramatma is related with body and how it is different from the body. So this way you should observe that presence of spirits. And he gives one analogy that just like present like air, we can understand that air is carrying 3 aromas, like different kinds of aromas it carrying. Similarly, soul, presence of soul, one can understand by 3 divisions of intelligence. So that is like there in general, this when we are discussing about jnana, even in Bhagavad Gita also this concept that there are 4 states actually. 3 states are always the soul undergoes. That is Jagrat, Susupti, Swapna. Jagaranam, wakefulness means when we are awake. Swapna is when we are dreaming sleep. Susupti is like deep sleep. So these are the 3 states. Continuously, the soul, the intelligence goes through these 3 states. But if we deeply observe, even in all these transformations of intelligence, one can observe that, oh, my intelligence is now sleeping, my intelligence is now dreaming, my intelligence is now doing so many activities. So the person who is observing, that person is the soul. So just like even after deep sleep and we awoke, someone will tell us that, oh, I slept happily. That means in deep sleep also someone is remaining and observing that thing. So that person is the beyond the intelligence. That intelligence is this way. One should understand the process of pure Atma by rejecting all the qualities which exist in all these three states of intelligence, which are actually being run through the 3 modes. So like just like air carries different fragrances. Based on the fragrance, we will understand different fragrance. But we know that air is not fragrance, but air is carry fragrance. Similarly, all these states are coming from modes, but Atma is different from the mode. So in this way, there is analysis of how Atma is different from intelligence. So but currently our buddhi is polluted. So because our intelligence is like materially inclined, bound by all the gunas. So we don't know that we are separate from this intelligence. This is how the Lord's Maya has imposed upon us. And we are undergoing all this existence like a dream of a person. So for Atma, it is like dream is happening currently. So these are taking place by the energy, Shakti of the Lord, Maya of the Lord. So therefore, destroy finally giving all this, like these are how a jnani is completely analyzes how they are different from this body, how they are completely different from intelligence. So therefore, after analyzing all these things, therefore you, in order to come out of this thing, you destroy this materialistic intelligence, and because of that, you will come out of these three states of intelligence, which are like Jagrut, Shakti, and Sapna. So yoga, in this way, you will attain yoga. So by practicing different yogas, you can come out of this material conception of and this body of all these things. Out of all those processes, there may be different processes may be mentioned in order to come out of this bodily identification, come out of these three states of intelligence, identifying ourselves as different from this intelligence. Out of all those things, the best process is Bhakti Yoga. Patropaya Sahasranam. There may be thousands of methods may be there, but for destroying the material intelligence, the Bhakti Yoga is the best yoga. Ayam Bhagavato Ditaha Yadishware Bhagavati Yata Yair Jasarati. The path by which the love for the Lord easily attains, that path is the best path. So Bhakti Yoga is the basically best path to come out of that intelligence. So now he little bit elaborates what is that Bhakti Yoga. So for that Bhakti Yoga, accept the bona fide Guru and offering him that all one possesses, and by association with devotees of good conduct, gain sadhu bhakta, and render service to him in association, worship the Lord according to instruction. Shastra, having faith in the topics of the Lord, hearing about the Lord, chanting the Lord's qualities and activities, meditating on the Lord's lotus feet, and seeing the deity, making offerings to the deity, the linga, ikshana, arhanadivi, seeing the linga means deities and offering different items and respects to the deity. So these are like different angas. And one more main important anga is also one should respect all the living entities, like seeing the presence of Lord Hari in all the living entities. Hari Sarveshu Bhuteshu Bhagavan Asta Ishvara. He is existing everywhere. So therefore, one should think that Lord is situated in all the living entities. Therefore, one should respect all living entities. This generally we may practice all other items, but respecting every living entity may not easily do. But this is also again and again instructed by in Bhagavatam that we should cultivate this respecting all the living entities, seeing the super soul in all the living entities. This is how we will progress by respecting and seeing super soul in living entities. So by this method, what will happen? Two things will come. One is one will be able to cross over all the anarthas, 6 anarthas. That is secondary reason, but main result is Rati, Prema, to Vasudeva. So therefore, when he hearing about those wonderful qualities of the Lord, activities of the Lord, wonderful which he performs in different avatars, one will finally attain bhava, his aids will stand in and tears will come. So he sings, shouts, and dances. So in this way, he laughs as if he is haunted by a ghost. He meditates, he offers respect to others, breathes heavily. So these are the symptoms of rati and prema when you attain all those things. So he will exhibit all these things when you attain prema. So by that method, he will be liberated from all the bondage, and he is he meets the Lord through some like relationship, in some relationship through some marga, rajmarga, he attains the Lord. And that Lord, when one attains that relationship with the Lord, so much bliss will come. And he will be, that this is the primary, and secondary that it destroys samsara. So therefore, worship the Lord who is situated in your Lord with various powers. This is the main result, that he will attain so much bliss. And again he says that what ko atiprayaso sura balaka hare pasane. What difficulty is there in worshipping the Lord? He is situated in everyone's heart. He is friend of all living entities. And what is the use of attaining material enjoyment? So therefore, it is very easy to please the Lord. But on the other hand, materialistic life, how much pleasure one can attain through this wealth, wife, animals, and starters, all these things, which are all temporary. And even human life itself is uncertain lifespan is there. So, and even the next, even if you go to the next level, the even Swarga is also not the best. One may be Vedic and you may want to go to Swarga. Even that is temporary. What will you go? You go there for some time, again you have to come back. So that is also not fixed. So therefore, that is all simply wasting time. So therefore, therefore one should not even endeavor for Swarga also. Materialistic person. So one who is going to Swarga is also called as materialistic person. So one is happy, and he says that the people, they want to achieve happiness by destroying unhappiness. Sukhaya, dukkha, mokshaya. Two things everyone is endeavoring. Sukhaya, to gain happiness. Dukkha, mokshaya, to gain suffering, to destroy unhappiness. Right? This is everyone agrees. But for achieving these two, he performs a lot of activity. But he always achieve only unhappiness by their actions. But actually, happiness will come only by anihaya sukhabhuta. By giving up those desire for material enjoyment, then he will attain happiness. That is the means of achieving happiness. Nice look at it. Sukhaya, like one always performs things for attaining happiness and destroying suffering, but one will always gain more. Actually, if one wants to gain happiness, one should be free from desires, then he will be happy. So he performs again and again so many activities to enjoy, but this body itself is perishable, which will become food for all other things at the end. It only gets destroyed. So again, it will come to give more suffering. So what is the use? So, and all these, our relatives, children, wife, house, wealth, everything, they are all actually not connected with the self. So they are all our houses, kingdom, servants, all these things, they are all related to body, which is like false possessiveness. So what is the use of all these insignificant, worthless, perishable things, which may appear valuable, but they for a person who is experiencing rasa with the Lord, so these are all insignificant, worthless, and perishable things. So therefore, attain real benefit by that. Understand how much enjoyment you will gain by these simple pleasures of sex life or some other happiness, where there is no other happiness because of his karma. So the jiva who has attained this body, who is performing these material actions, for him this will continue. He has to undergo all these things. He will attain different bodies. So therefore, give up all your endeavors for artha, kama, and dharma, and also even moksha. But simply worship the Supreme Lord, who can give, who is actually the shelter of artha, kama, and dharma. So he is the supreme Atma for all the living entities. He is only, his energy is only, all this world is birth and all others are coming from him only. Therefore, he is supreme object of affection. And by performing that devotional service, that will bring so much auspicious condition. So exactly like me, like I am experiencing so much happiness, like that everyone can become happy with that. But without the bhakti, everything else is like mockery. All other good conduct, one will become devata, brahmana, cleanliness, post. Everything without bhakti is not, not a good thing. So therefore, just perform devotional service to the Lord, and you, everyone by performing it doesn't require any qualification. Everyone can perform this devotional service and attain spiritual bodies along with the Lord. So therefore, the final goal for everything. Therefore, it is mentioned that ultimate goal of human life is to attain pure bhakti for Govinda and seeing Govinda everywhere. In this way, Prahlad Maharaj kind of renunciation, Sankhya, and temporariness of all the material things, and finally indicates to perform bhakti. So these are the main instructions of Prahlad Maharaj. We stop here. Has some big comment.
ప్రభు థర్డ్ వర్స్ దగ్గరికి ఒకసారి మళ్ళీ చేస్తారు.
ఏంటో
థర్డ్ వర్స్ చెప్పారు కదా, మూడోది
ఇందులో ఏ చాప్టర్?
స్టార్టింగ్ స్లైడ్ లో ఇనిషియల్ గానే వి డోంట్ నీడ్ టు ఎండివర్ ఫర్ ఎనీథింగ్ అన్నట్టు చెప్పారు కదా.
So that is generally given. So it is like generally the karma principle is that unless you endeavor, results will not come. But here the point is that even if you endeavor for karma, that indriya karma, that resultant happiness that you get, anyway that is also available even for animals and other beings. So therefore, why you need to struggle so much to obtain that? So that is his point. Is that like it's not that definitely Gita says that result will come according to 5 factors. That endeavor is also another factor. But he's saying that the endeavor that you are putting for sense gratification, the result will be sense gratification only. And anyway, that sense gratification is available everywhere, even for animals that is happening. So even if you don't endeavor, you may get that famous.
Okay.
That way he is.
ప్రభు ఇంకొకటి, సుప్రీం లార్డ్ ని ప్లీజ్ చేయడం చాలా ఈజీ అని చెప్తారు. బట్ ఇట్స్ స్టెప్ బై స్టెప్ చూసుకుంటే, అంటే కొన్ని లెక్చర్స్ లో ఏం వింటుంటామంటే యూ హ్యావ్ టు డూ సమ్ దిస్ సర్వీస్, దట్ సర్వీస్. అంటే ఒక్కసారి ఏం చెప్తారంటే పత్రం పుష్పం ఫలంతోయం, హీస్ సింప్లీ ప్లీజ్ అయిపోతాడు, హీస్ సుప్రీం మిట్స్ఫుల్ అని చెప్తారు. నెక్స్ట్ టైం జస్ట్ చాంటింగ్ చేయడమో ఒకటే సరిపోదు, యూ హ్యావ్ టు డూ సంథింగ్ దిస్ దట్. హౌ టు అండర్స్టాండ్? ఐ మీన్ సమ్ టైమ్స్ అది హెవీగా ఉంటుంది.
But we can understand that it is pleasing the Lord is easier than pleasing our senses. This endeavor putting our senses are materialistic life is more difficult. Like spiritual life is difficult, but material life is like kind of impossible, something like that. Yes, it is. That it is more easy.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So we'll end here. Maybe we can.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Hare.